Lights, camera, action. Welcome back to Flick Flash. Before Season 2 begins, here's a quick recap of 9 Perfect Strangers Season 1. At a remote wellness retreat, 9 strangers confront their deepest traumas under the guidance of the mysterious Masha. But as unconventional methods unfold, secrets, psychedelics, and past pains surface, changing their lives forever. Episode 1. In Episode 1 of 9 Perfect Strangers, titled Random Acts of Mayhem, 9 strangers arrive at a luxurious but mysterious wellness retreat called Tranquillum House. Each guest is dealing with personal trauma. Francis, a struggling author; Tony, a recovering addict; Carmel, an insecure single mom; Lars, a secretive journalist; Ben and Jessica, a couple with marital issues; and the Marconi family, grieving the death of son. They are greeted by the retreat's enigmatic director, Masha, Nicole Kidman, who survived a near-death experience and now runs the retreat with unorthodox methods. Guests are forced to surrender their devices, undergo health screenings, and submit to strict rules. Masha promises transformation, but her unsettling approach raises concerns. As the group begins the 10-day journey, suspicions grow about what they've really signed up for. The episode sets a mysterious, intense tone, hinting that not everything at Tranquillum is as serene as it seems. Episode 2. In Episode 2 of 9 Perfect Strangers, titled The Critical Path, the guests at Tranquillum House begin to confront their personal traumas. Masha, Nicole Kidman, introduces a burial exercise, asking participants to dig graves and lie in them, symbolizing a metaphorical death and rebirth. This unsettling activity prompts varied reactions. Heather, Asher Ketty, approaches a cliff's edge, hinting at suicidal thoughts, while Tony, Bobby Cannavale, returns to his grave to meditate. Francis, Melissa McCarthy, and Tony's relationship evolves after he saves her from choking, leading to a candid conversation about her past heartbreak. Jessica, Samara Weaving, reveals insecurities about her marriage to Ben. Melvin Gregg, and Zoe, Grace Van Patten, expresses frustration over her parents' handling of their son's death. Meanwhile, Masha receives a threatening message, adding tension to the retreat. The episode delves deeper into each character's psyche, setting the stage for further revelations. Episode 3. In Episode 3 of 9 Perfect Strangers, titled Earth Day, the guests at Tranquillum House are subjected to a new, more intense phase of Masha's, Nicole Kidman, unconventional therapy. The day begins with Masha diving into a lake and visiting her pet goat, setting an eerie tone. The guests are informed that they will be living off the land, engaging in activities like foraging and fasting, which leads to heightened tensions. Carmel, Regina Hall, lashes out at Lars, Luke Evans, during breakfast, indicating rising stress levels. The group is divided by gender for the day's activities. The women find themselves at a natural spa, discussing personal issues and bonding. The men, meanwhile, go foraging, leading to revelations about Tony's, Bobby Cannavale, past as a football star. A dinner concludes the day, during which Napoleon, Michael Shannon, delivers a poignant speech about his son's suicide, revealing deep-seated guilt and grief. The episode ends with the shocking revelation that the guests have been unknowingly medicated, causing a rift between them and Masha. Episode 4. In Episode 4 of 9 Perfect Strangers, titled Brave New World, Masha, Nicole Kidman, admits to microdosing guests with psilocybin, sparking mixed reactions. Lars, Luke Evans, reveals he's an investigative journalist, but Masha welcomes his expose. Carmel, Regina Hall, discusses past abuse during a therapy session, while Francis, Melissa McCarthy, and Tony, Bobby Cannavale, bond over their traumas, with Tony confessing to a fatal bar fight. The Marconi family grapples with grief over their son Zach's death, leading to emotional breakthroughs. Masha receives anonymous threats, heightening tension. As the guests confront their pasts, Masha proposes a new, more intense protocol, hinting at deeper transformations ahead. Episode 5. In Episode 5 of 9 Perfect Strangers, titled Sweet Surrender, the guests at Tranquillum House experience deep, emotional breakthroughs. Zoe, Grace Van Patten, sees a vision of her deceased twin brother, Zach, who reassures her that his death wasn't her fault and urges her to stop claiming they weren't close. This encounter profoundly affects Zoe, leading her to express that the group feels like family during her birthday celebration. Frances, Melissa McCarthy, has a distressing hallucination involving her ex, Paul, which shakes her confidence in her writing. Tony, Bobby Cannavale, offers support, sharing his struggles with addiction and past regrets, strengthening their bond. Suppressed anger, admitting to Lars, Luke Evans, her exhaustion from pretending to be okay. Lars encourages her to move forward, leading to a moment of mutual understanding. Meanwhile, Masha, Nicole Kidman, recalls a past guest's death at Tranquillum and receives a threatening message, intensifying the mystery surrounding her. The episode culminates with Masha telling Zoe she is the key, hinting at deeper revelations to come. Episode 6. In Episode 6 of 9 Perfect Strangers, titled Motherloadde, Masha's methods become increasingly controversial as she offers the Marconi family a chance to see their deceased son Zach through psychedelics. This alarms Delilah, who urges Yao to abandon the retreat. Frances confronts her emotional baggage by symbolically flushing her hallucinated ex, while Lars begins documenting the experience, embracing his role as a journalist. A tense moment arises when Carmel accuses Masha of having an affair with her ex-husband. Flashbacks reveal Masha's own trauma involving her daughter, hinting that her obsession with healing others stems from personal grief. Episode 7. In Episode 7 of 9 Perfect Strangers, titled Wheels on the Bus, tensions at Tranquillum House escalate dramatically. Carmel violently attacks Masha, mistaking her for her ex-husband's partner, leading to her sedation and confinement. The Marconi family grapples with the decision to undergo a psychedelic session to reconnect with their deceased son, Zach. Masha, driven by her own grief over her daughter's death, insists on joining them in this journey. Meanwhile, Delilah, alarmed by Masha's methods, escapes the retreat to seek help. Frances and Tony's budding relationship faces challenges as Frances confronts her fears of vulnerability. The episode culminates in a shocking revelation. Carmel is unveiled as the person who shot Masha years prior, adding a layer of complexity to the unfolding drama. Episode 8. In the series finale of 9 Perfect Strangers, titled Ever After, the guests at Tranquillum House confront their deepest traumas. Masha, Nicole Kidman, facilitates a psychedelic session for the Marconi family, allowing them to say a final goodbye to their deceased son, Zach. Meanwhile, Masha locks the other guests in a simulated fire room, prompting intense introspection. Frances, Melissa McCarthy, and Tony, Bobby Cannavale, reconcile, embracing vulnerability and planning a future together. Ben and Jessica decide to take over Tranquillum House, aiming to continue its mission. Lars returns to his partner and welcomes a child, while Carmel finds redemption by leading a support group. The episode concludes with Masha driving along the coast, envisioning her late daughter beside her, symbolizing her ongoing journey toward healing. Season 1 ended with closure for some, chaos for others. As Season 2 approaches, new faces and fresh twists await. Stay tuned, because healing at Tranquillum is far from over. Thank you once again for being a part of Flick Flash. Until next time, keep watching, keep exploring, and keep that movie and TV magic alive. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and stay tuned for more exciting recaps. This is Flick Flash signing off.